When it comes to handgun disarms, a lot of people focus so much on the technique, but there are so many other factors that go into a successful disarm of a handgun. One of those comes down to the timing of when you actually make your move to disarm an attacker with a handgun. Now, unfortunately, in an adrenalized state, in that static momentum that you have going here, or the static position where most people train from, person with gun, I'm here, I come up to disarm. Unfortunately, when he's all hyped up, he's all adrenalized, he's got the blood flowing, when I go to do that, even the flinch response, even the accidental flinch response, just from a split second, if he sees movement, his body can go ahead and fire. If his brain is focused on trigger finger and that conduit is there, and he sees a flinch and he goes for it, he's going to fire. So you've got to, there are a couple of times when you're most successful at a disarm. And it comes into play when you actually disengage the brain from the trigger finger. It's called a break state. It's a psychological break state that disengages this conduit. So there are two times when this actually happens. One is when he's talking and giving me direction, because his brain is not focused on the gun itself, it's focused on giving me direction and having me take a specific action. That's what his brain is focused on. The other time where there's a break state there is when I am taking that action, or when I'm talking to him. When I'm moving, he's told me to go somewhere. When I'm moving, his brain is focused on me taking the action that he gave me. The other time is when I'm talking, his brain is processing my words, and he's less likely to fire the weapon. His brain isn't engaged there. Now, one of these two break states is actually not a very good time to launch your attack, and the other one is a good one. The one that doesn't work very well is when he's talking. It is a break state, but here's the problem. When there is an adrenalized situation here, there's an attack going on, if he's talking and giving me direction, what happens is a lot of people give direction with their hands while they're talking.
All right, move over there. Move over.
You can see the weapon is moving there. So if I see the weapon's there, but he's giving me direction and I go for it, all of a sudden the weapon isn't there. And this can happen in a split second, because he doesn't even have to register my flinch. If I go for the disarm and he's moving at the same time and talking at the same time, I can miss that weapon. If I miss it, then he's more likely to go ahead and pull the trigger on me. So the other time is when I'm making a movement and when I'm talking. So this is the best time to launch your attack. So he gives me direction.
All right, move over there.
Okay, while I'm moving, I can talk to him at the same time. Now he's already expecting me to be moving, so the flinch response isn't necessarily going to be there. So when I talk to him, say, well, you want me to move over here? My hands and my body are moving, but that gives me an opportunity to get in at the same time, because he's less likely to move the handgun while I'm talking and moving. So he tells me, gives me direction, over here. From here, I've got a much better chance of getting in for the disarm.